some humans don't deserve it. Okay. I'm not talking about Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm just talking about your neighborhood children.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hi.
We wanted to take some time. We've upset some people, so we just, this isn't easy for us.
We want to get their voice out there.
We're issuing, our really heartfelt public apology.
We're sorry for nothing.
We like to take this time to apologize to absolutely fucking nobody. Okay?
No.
So we're going to read the thoughts of the people.
The thoughts of the people on TikTok specifically, because TikTok is the Wild West. So people are unbehaved, they're unhinged, and they're anonymous.
Yeah,
if you
we've
feel
got...
like your voice hadn't gotten heard from the comment section, you got it on the podcast.
Exactly.
So
we'll do some TikTok and then
consider
we'll do
yourself
some Instagram as well, because Instagram was pretty unhinged too. Unfortunately. Oh, wow. TikTok's up to 2,431 comments.
That's scary.
Dear Lord, save us all. So we broke the internet with the clip of me talking about from our last podcast, us discussing how when it comes to safety, again, in the context of safety, if there is a dangerous dog and it is exhibiting dangerous behaviors, they don't take priority over the safety of humans, specifically children as well, because that was what we were talking about in the bigger...
upset, destroyed, distraught.
They're really showing their mental illness.
Yes.
So here's some comments. My dog is before any stranger. That got over 1,000 likes.
True.
I would 100% save my dog over many. That got over 500 likes.
Wow.
Why should another person whom I've never met have a higher priority than my dog? I don't know, because they're a fucking human. Let's see. We've got, my dog comes before any stranger, especially ones with bad haircuts. So I hope you stay safe. Oh, you got me. Oh, man, Jeremiah. What am I going to do? Let's see. Dogs are better people than most people. It's fucking weird. I would save all of my cats before another human. That's especially unhinged.
Yeah.
That is especially unhinged. Your cats don't give a fuck about you. You could maybe argue that your dog likes you, but cats, I don't know. I don't know if that's possible. My dog takes priority over anyone. Let's see. Bangs that aren't bangs that are being treated like bangs.
What?
I don't know.
Are you okay?
Annabelle, can you explain that one, please? Dogs are much better than humans. I'd go Genghis Khan on the world right now in order to protect my dog. This is where I think people are getting confused. This is where they're really showing their lack of comprehension skills, because nowhere in this video did I say I would just let a random stranger come up and try to kill my dog and do nothing about it. That's not what this is about. Yeah. This is about your dog being the threat.
Right.
The dog being the threat in the situation, and us humanizing the dog or caring about the dog so much that we are willing to sacrifice the safety of other people in order for that dog. That's what this is about. I wouldn't let somebody just come up and attack my dog and not do something about it.
Almost every podcast we mention about advocating for our dogs.
Exactly.
And the importance of doing so.
This is crazy. And I say that in the video. You can't say this should have had more context. The context is in the video. You guys are just dumb and you didn't listen to it. Let's see. Animals over a human every time. Unconditional love. They love you more than they love themselves. That's untrue.
No.
Dogs will take care of themselves first.
Yeah.
If they protect you, if they're not personally protection trained dogs, if they're not intentionally trained for it, if they're protecting you, it's because they're protecting themselves and you just happen to be benefiting from it, or they're guarding you because they think that you're a resource. When a person can love me as hard as a dog, come talk to me.
Wow, that's seek therapy.
I don't think you've met many good people in your life, and that's sad. I'm sad for that. Someone put fart noise.
That one's my favorite.
That one was kind of funny. You
That
ate me up on that one.
deserves a like.
You really ate me up on that one. Cleveland is all I needed to see. Corbin,
What?
get the fuck out of here. Don't ever come to Cleveland then. Sorry. Who are you guys? My dog is better than most people I don't know. The comments did not disappoint. Really? Because I'm hella disappointed. I am actually concerned. It is disconcerting that there is this much of a popular opinion that this is controversial.
And even like a dog trainer commented on it, like a well-established dog trainer, and she's like, my dogs come over people.
That's really scary. Here we have our first positive comment. Someone said, "Thank you. It cringes me out so bad hearing parents of dogs talk about their dogs like this." Oh, good. And somebody else, "Thank you. Such a red flag. My dog is an animal and a companion, but he is not an immediate family member." Oh, dogs feel the same feelings we do, so why shouldn't they? They'll love more unconditionally than a human ever could.
Your dog loves you because you benefit them, like you were saying.
Yes, exactly.
They don't love you because you exist. They love you because you're feeding them.
Dogs are loyal and never evil. Dogs don't have a sense of morality. Okay? Someone said she's so spot on. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're welcome back here anytime. Let's see.
I want to read my one comment that I.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I gotta look it up though.
Yeah, go find it.
Just one crazy.
Oh, this one I don't understand. She said, "I used to think this, but definitely after COVID, my dog comes before any stranger." What does that mean?
After COVID?
After
What does COVID have to do with this at all?
When you spent so much time with your dog.
Yeah, I don't know. Some humans don't deserve it. Okay. I'm not talking about Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm just talking about your neighborhood children.
Yeah.
Let's see. With those bangs, I'm going to choose a dog over you every time. Ew. Like, what is it, guys? I don't... by the way, I just cut my bangs yesterday. Gave them a nice little clean trim, so they should be even shorter for you now. You're welcome. Let's see. My dog is way more loyal than most people. Sister, I like my dogs a whole lot more than I like most humans. And then someone said, these comments give me hope for humanity.
They don't.
Nobody in the comments cares about humanity.
No.
They only care about dogs, apparently. How would this give you hope for humanity? Crazy.
No.
Let's go to Instagram.
Instagram actually is looking a lot better.
Is it?
Yeah.
We had a couple good ones.
I mean, yeah, there's still a couple.
We've got your bangs tell me to not trust a thing you say.
There's just one that just says, "Shut up."
Oh, love that. Love that.
That's one of my favorites.
I will not be doing that. Let's see.
We will not.
Yeah, we will not be doing that. Oh, this one's wild. I would rather rehome a child than a dog. Not even joking.
What?
I'm sorry. Did you say that out loud? Did you type that up, Emily, and post it on a social media platform for everybody to see? That is...
Emily, that's embarrassing.
That is embarrassing.
Found it?
I got it.
Okay. This is one of the most deep, heartfelt comments we've gotten. And don't get emotional.
Yeah, whatever. Say what you want to say. That's it. But this one, I'm genuinely concerned for this
beautiful.
person. So, and I'm reading it word for word here. It says, "Christ, animals are humans. They got the same brain function. And do you understand us? They've got feelings and emotions, how to love someone. Then when that person don't like, so he won't love that person.
True.
Seen that dog. He's just a dog and not a person.
So true.
Take me to church.
So true.
I mean,
Rock
if you really
on,
think
brother.
about it, it makes absolutely no sense.
We need to shut this down.
So,
I quit.
if you want to try again, the comment section is open, but
We're not closing it.
Please just try to
try
to let us know in
Yeah.
a little bit more literate way. That would be much appreciated. Anyways, go on.
Oh, here's another good one. Now we're on Instagram. Oh, you'll never catch me loving a child more than my dog.
You know,
The amount of people that
Okay.
also have been saying that I don't have kids for a reason.
Like, people really hate kids. And it's really like that is something you need to go sort out.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's okay to not want children for yourself, but to actively like hate other people's children or just the fact that children exist is like really unsettling.
You were a child once, and
Yes.
you were probably a little shit too, and nobody liked you. So,
yeah, it's like
I know. I think you just need to go with some therapy.
It is. Yeah, you need to go to therapy for that. Someone said, "LOL, my dog's life is definitely more valuable than hers." Talking about me.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I like this one from Heather Douglas. Heather,
Oh yeah.
this is a weird discussion from a trainer. The majority of dogs are made aggressive by humans. No.
No.
Humans are the root cause of disruption in natural behavior.
No.
Why do you think domesticated wild dogs to begin with? I would never have an aggressive dog around people, putting them in danger. I don't understand your point.
The point.
Yeah, that's the point. That's what I'm saying.
I'm choosing my dog all day, every day. That's not because I deem them as fur babies. It's because they are part of my family, and you are not. When I chose them to come into my life, it's my responsibility to protect them. Okay, so when you go to jail for running over a human, good luck. You know?
Yeah, this is crazy. Here's this one.
Heather Douglas.
Sorry, but I don't like her telling me how to think. Okay, I don't think I did that, but or what I should do. She sounds like an airhead. My dogs mean more to me than most people, especially now that the world is full of dolts. My dogs are smarter than most people and certainly don't treat me like the Karens out there treat people. And I'm good with being child free. Okay, if people are so good with being child free, why do you have to fucking talk about it all the time? Sounds like you have like something going on in there. You have to yell about how much you hate kids and you don't want to have kids and you'll never have
There's
kids.
so many comments like
Yeah,
that.
like just this wasn't even about having children. Like this is crazy.
Yeah.
And if you really think your dog can be smarter than people, like the smartest dog out there still probably isn't smarter than the dumbest human.
Yeah.
Like they're that's not how they
It's
work.
just not the same brain capacity. Like,
No,
not at all.
no, not at all.
I had an ex once tell me he never spayed or neutered his dogs and they would breed with each other. And I was like, what the?
What?
I was like, what are you doing? They're brother and sister. And he's like, well, unlike you, I trust my dogs. And I will always remember that.
Jeez.
Trust your dog.
Crazy. Oh man, trust his incestual dogs.
I hope he watches this.
All right. We've got a good comment here. Wow, this entire thread is why I teach my kids not to trust anything strangers say with their dogs, and to just move on rather than ask or agree to pet their dog. The most recent was, would you like to say hi? She won't bite you. The most she'll do is jump. Girl, bye. And to find out that in the back of your mind, some of y'all are thinking, oh, their child's safety doesn't matter because they're a stranger. Holy shit, owning a dog is a privilege and a responsibility. If you prioritize your right to poorly manage your dog over the safety of any person, you don't deserve to have a dog. People deserve better, and honestly, so does your dog.
Mic drop.
Thanks, Sam. Thank you for that.
It's just full of really, like, unfortunately, when you post things on TikTok, a lot of really unintelligent people comment on that because the app is so widely used.
We're just uneducated.
Yes,
You know?
very uneducated, and at no point.
We're not saying you can't love your
Yes.
dog. We're just saying if your dog is a shithead, just acknowledge that it's a shithead and don't
Yes.
put other
Yeah.
people's lives in danger.
Yes, either
That's all we're trying to
manage
say.
it properly. I have a shithead of a dog.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not saying that you can't love your dog and do right by your dog by loving them, but you have to manage them properly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not gonna take my shithead of a dog into a park with a bunch of other people's children running around and then be like, oh well, they shouldn't have come up and pet my dog. That's not the child's fault. That's me for being stupid, for taking my known aggressive dog to a place where there's hundreds of children running around where I couldn't possibly keep all of them away from him safely. Right? Should children run up and pet random dogs? No, but they are children and they have to have room to learn that.
And you can see a child coming from like
Yes.
feet away. Like these two little girls came up during Macaroni Send Home and they're like, excuse me, can we pet your dog? And I was like, no, thank you. But thank you so much for asking. So you can advocate for your dog. And, you know, unfortunately, there's been several horrific stories of children being killed by dogs. Like that one little boy who was killed by his two huskies. Like, you guys need help. You really do.
Yeah, it's crazy. Someone said, I hold my dog over human life any day.
No, do you?
That is so unsettling. Like, how do this many people type that stuff out and they go, yeah.
Yep.
They're
I'm
like,
willing to put
"Got
my
it."
name behind
I
that.
really did it with that one. I really did it with that one. There is this one comment. I'm trying to find it. But and everyone also, I'm just now seeing these comments. A lot of people are still going wild. Every time I check, there's more and more. But now everyone's really into having to pick between me specifically and their dog. They're really highlighting that. They're like, if it came down between you and my dog, I'm picking my dog. Okay, when is that ever going to happen? I don't like what's you're talking about a theoretical situation. I'm talking about like real situations that happen all the time, every single day. Go Google how many dogs kill kids, and then we can have a conversation about that. Oh, and so the one I'm trying to find is a woman literally commented that she would save her dog over her husband and her children.
Oh yeah.
She
like
literally
a
said
building
that.
or something.
Yeah. She like legitimately said that. I imagine being the husband or the child and like seeing that from your wife or your mom.
That's sad.
Someone said, I would punt a child into space for my dog. Jen, are you okay?
What?
Jen's not okay.
Punted
You
child
should
into
be
space.
canceled effective yesterday. Here's the thing. You can't cancel us. We're not going anywhere. We don't consent to that.
Yeah.
I won't be canceled. Sorry. Someone said, I hate this woman.
To each his own.
That is insane.
No.
Someone said, she's one sick bitch. I am a pretty sick bitch. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. You're worried about dogs. Look at your bangs, you hoe bag. Wow.
You know, what's funny, like, and I don't mean to make this a feminism journey, but in most of all David's clips that are controversial, nobody ever comments on his appearance.
It's true. It's
And they're
true.
never
They don't
like,
really ever.
Look at him, you know? And with women, they're like, you are breaking out. Your hair is ugly. And you're like, ouch. That hurt me so bad. The stranger on the internet.
Yeah. I
Well,
literally
even like
don't care.
us three. I mean, I don't really watch or look at the comment sections, but
Yeah, no one really insults you ever.
no.
You get to just
I
fly
am
under the
here.
radar.
Yeah.
I am here, guys. I know I don't
He's
talk
feeling a
all
little
the time.
left out, so someone could
Yeah.
insult
Yeah,
him.
You
can
could
somebody
roast
insult
me.
him?
Yeah, he's feeling a little left
They're
out.
like, look at that Irish man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's enough. That's enough. There were also a number of great comments on here. So
Are okay.
I'll read one more positive comment. Someone said, MK9, you nailed this. Thank you for saying it. I am so grossed out with the amount of people arguing that a dog is more important than a human safety. My dog is my pride and joy, and I adore him more than anything on this earth. But if he bit somebody, injured a child, mauled a stranger, I would absolutely not be worried about him in that scenario. This comment section has once again proven to me that people are incredibly dense and incredibly great at anthropomorphizing a predatory animal. Anybody want to argue? My DMs are open. Oh, she went there. She said, come at me, yachts. Yeah.
There is just like a thing in, I think it's been in the last like decade where people have really emotionally unhealthy relationships with their dog. Like, you're absolutely allowed to love the shit out of your dog and adore them. But, like, if your life is going to be absolutely ruined, like, by your dog, and you kind of need to get some new priorities. Like,
Yeah. Well, it was like that other time that I mentioned that, like, you can't like, and what's crazy is that these are the exact people that will allow their dog to cause trauma to others because of its behavior, because they don't give a fuck.
yeah.
So because they don't want to take the time to do the hard things and train their dog or muzzle their dog because they feel bad, or put their dog away when guests come over, or whatever the management would need to be to keep people safe, they're not going to do it. And then in turn, somebody's going to get bit. Somebody's going to have a very scary situation. And that person is going to have a lifelong, potentially, issue of fear of another dog, or they have trauma now that they have to carry with them. And you don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, you literally just admitted that you prioritizing how you want to love your dog and how you want them to be the best thing, and your life revolves around them because they're your fur baby and all of this kind of stuff, that you don't care that makes other people at risk.
And it's very self-centered, because loving your dog is like a very, like, yes, everybody loves their dog and everybody's dog is special to them, but
The world doesn't spin around your dog.
no.
For me, it's it's the people that have like step-by-step instructions every time you go over to this person's house because of their dog, that they're like, okay, walk in backwards, stay silent for 20 minutes, slowly sit down,
Don't look him in the
and
eyes.
don't get up for the rest of the time that you're here.
Yeah.
Like, those are the people that I feel like are commenting a lot of these stuff where it's just like, again, they're just over prioritizing their dog when they're just trying to have guests over. And then God forbid something happens. It's like, well, you stood up and you talked within the first 20 minutes. So, you know,
Yeah,
like if
exactly.
you would have listened to me, the dog wouldn't have had a problem. And it's like, no, your dog's a shithead.
Yeah.
Put it away,
And you need
or
to
do something
treat
about
your
it.
dog like an animal and realize that your dog has risks and they have no morality. They're not thinking, oh, I shouldn't bite this child because it's just a child. Like, your dog's like, it's getting in my space. I'm uncomfortable. I'm going to bite it. You fail to advocate for me. You fail to train me. And that's ultimately your fault. So, sorry.
If you would like your dog to eventually be told by the state that you have to euthanize it, and likely it happened when the dog gets seized from you because it hurts somebody so badly that they come and they seize your dog. Now you're in a criminal case, and then they euthanize your dog and you don't even get to be there for it. Right? If that's how you would ultimately like your story to end, if you have a dangerous, aggressive dog, keep doing the things that you're doing. But if you would like to keep your dog safe by keeping other people safe, that is also an option. One that we would highly recommend.
You can't love your dog into not being aggressive, and you can't love your dog or treat them into not being a certain way. Like, you have to take responsibility for the dog that you have if you're going to be committed to keeping that dog and keeping other people safe, because really, truly loving your dog is really, truly training your dog and giving them the best possible life, keeping them out of harm's way, and mitigating risks in public. Like, that's loving your dog.
And again, going back to like the dogs don't have morality thing, like, so many people function and view their dog through the lens as if their dog has the same moral compass as they do. Like the whole, I trust my dog's opinion on people. I trust my dog's opinion on this. I know, all of this kind of stuff. If your dog doesn't like someone, whatever. Like, first of all, we know that abusing dogs is wrong, or treating dogs poorly is wrong because of our moral compass, right? We objectively can look at that and be like, that is a immoral thing to do. When a dog goes through something terrible like that, like say a dog actually is abused, they don't respond with a moral compass. They don't say, this person, these humans did this horrible thing to me because I have a moral compass and I can determine right from wrong. No, it's horrible because it's not right and good for them. They can't continue to function in a healthy way, right? It's truly based on just like function and survival and what is beneficial to them and pleasurable for them and what is unpleasant to them, right? That's all it is. It's
They
more black and
operate
white.
as an animal, you know, like truly an animal.
Yes, abuse is bad for dogs because it doesn't allow them to live to their greatest, fullest capacity as the animal that they are. Not because to them it is morally wrong. That's really what it comes down to. So it's like you can't continue to, again, anthropomorphize these dogs and allow yourself to get caught up in thinking that they view the world in the same moral way that we do. They don't. They just don't. That's not how it works. So you can't be like, oh, my dog consistently growls at the neighbor kid. So, and he doesn't really do it to anybody else. So there must just be something weird about that kid. It's like, no, probably not. Your dog is probably weird.
Yeah.
There's probably something weird about your dog. They don't have a moral compass, guys. They don't look at you and love you
And I
in
think,
the same way that you love them.
Or another
I hate
human
to break
could
it
love
to you.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah, they love you because, again,
you're gifting them resources that they need, and you can
Yes.
create a relationship with them, but they don't. And that's a hard one for people.
yeah, like
they don't love you.
this what was everyone saying? Unconditional love. They will love you unconditionally. They will love you unconditionally. Yeah, in the same way that like people get what's that the syndrome where they're literally fall in love with their captors.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, like the same way that a human would get Stockholm syndrome if they grew up in an environment not knowing there was anything else out there. Yeah, that's why dogs respond in seemingly kind ways to people that abuse them because they don't know what else is out there. That doesn't mean that they love you unconditionally.
And
it just means that
Yeah.
like that's what's crazy to me.
And another point that I do want to make, like I have a lot of experience fostering dogs and fostering dogs that have had a lifetime with other people. And I really hate to tell you guys this, but dogs are so adaptable and eventually they'll be fine. And if I died tomorrow and all my dogs went to a home that provided them love, attention, and food, they'd be fine. And they wouldn't sit there. My dog is not going to sit there and miss me. They don't have that, like... I'm sorry to tell you.
See a picture of you and start like weeping.
Yeah.
No.
Like I had a 14-year-old dog that had spent its entire life with its owner. Its owner passed away. Very sad story. And the dog came to me, and within like a week, the dog was like, "Sweet, I love it here. Like I get all my needs met." And his affection was coming out, and he was totally fine. He wasn't reeling that his owner died. And I think you just have to realize that like animals don't think like that.
They don't think like that. They live in the moment.
Yeah,
That's the reason.
that's what's
like,
beautiful about
if
them.
if you suddenly like if for instance if I took Sunday and literally had her for like 2 years, she'd be fine.
Yeah.
But if you randomly showed back up after 2 years, would she remember you?
Yeah.
She'd be like, whoa, how cool. I
Yeah.
know this lady. But I guarantee you in those last 2 years, she never thought about you.
Yeah. And she'd have a stronger connection to you, most likely. Like when I went to pick her up, and she'd be like, "This is my owner now."
Yeah. Like and that's what makes them look like they have this like pure nature to them. It's not because they are morally pure. It's because they don't think about the past and they don't think about the future like any animal. They think about what is happening right in front of them.
Survival, how to survive. And they're opportunists. And they take what's in front of them. And they don't think, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, the same way. Like if my dogs, and I have such a close relationship with my dogs.
Yes.
But again, like if I was gone and people carried on with them without me, they're not going to go through like a mourning phase.
No.
Like that's not
Like the people that the dogs go to their graves and then they like take a picture and they're like, "She knows she's under the ground." Does she?
Does she? I don't know.
Just make your dog down in front of the grave and then you're like,
It's a little weird. It's unsettling. But also like the dogs that you see like the videos of them like hyperventilating and stuff around it. It's like you are encouraging such a weird state in that dog. Like the same way that like people that adopt a dog that came from like, you know, a bad situation, instead of taking advantage of the fact that dogs are so adaptable and can move on so quickly once you change their environment, give them what they need, give them the structure, all that good stuff. And instead, because we as humans think that they should be traumatized, we make them traumatized.
Because it's like a part in our story that can benefit us. Like,
Yeah, it's the savior complex.
yes, like look
We
how
want to
great
look
I
that we
am.
were so good and so great for rescuing such a damaged, horrible animal that was treated so badly. And, you know, the phrase of like, I just don't know what would have happened if I hadn't took him. You think you're the only good person in the world? That if you didn't take this dog, it would have ended up somewhere so tragic and terrible and awful.
I do think that way about Spork. I'm like, where would you be?
Yeah.
Like, who?
He would be with someone alive still probably, but just
Yes.
like a chaotic mess.
Yes, yeah.
He would be a chaotic mess.
Yeah, so you can be
Those
the best
people
home
would
for your
probably
dog.
just hate themselves, but
Yeah.
Yeah, like you could look at it and be like, wow, like this is a more complicated, difficult dog. Like I'm happy that this dog is with
with
somebody
me,
that
yeah.
has more knowledge and experience, right? But that doesn't mean that I was the only good choice for them. There was probably, to be honest, a better choice before I came along and fumbled around with Lumos to try to figure out what the heck I was supposed to do with him when I barely knew anything, you know?
Yes. My viewpoint from like 5 years ago to now is so completely different. Like I used to be in the rescue game very hard, and I had foster dogs that were not stable to be adopted out. And I was like, well, I can fix them. Like I can, if anyone, it's me that can fix them. And then I had my first dog that needed euthanized because of its behavioral issues. And I was like, oh shit, I can't fix them. And 2 dogs in particular that I had should not have ever been adopted out. And it was selfish of me looking back. Like at the time, my intention wasn't to be selfish, but it was selfish for me to continue to keep these dogs alive for my feelings about them. So,
Yeah.
you know, looking back, like I really wish another dog that I had been put down, because it
Yeah.
was ended up like getting hit by a car and dying. So that was probably a terrible death, and that could have been avoided if I had just been more of an advocate for that dog.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think exactly what you said is so important to remember to look at, is that when you're dealing, you have to take the big picture into context here of like, we're not just looking at this dog and saying like, do they deserve to live? That's not what we're talking about. We're looking at like, is this dog capable of being safe around people, around dogs, in its household, in public, whatever the lifestyle calls for this dog to exist in? Can it do that and mitigate as much risk as possible to where it makes sense and it's logical? And if that can't happen, it's not about an ego. It's not about, well, I think that they should be able to manage it properly and this dog doesn't deserve to die. It's not about that. It's about, we have to at some point make hard decisions to try to keep people safe. And that's what that whole clip was about.
And that's the kindness of like rescue, and like truly being kind is like recognizing if you're in the rescue world, like who to let go. And it's a hard decision and it never is easy, but you, as a person that's responsible in the rescue world, you have to be like, I have to let this dog go because it's not going to live a happy life with somebody else, and it's not going to make somebody else happy. And I can't put that on to another person, another human being that doesn't love the dog yet and has to deal with all of these issues.
Right.
Yeah,
Or
if
sometimes
you-
the rescues that like don't disclose that it already has a bite history, especially like around children or something, and then they look at families with children and it's just like, that's a big no-no. That's literally something that you're willing to risk that child or the parent's health because you just want that dog to have a home, you know?
And like, you can't expect that to work.
Right.
Like you can't honestly like be making those decisions in the short term and expecting it not to have like devastating effects long term of like the dog being returned or someone getting hurt, or, you know, it just like, you can't possibly be looking at that and being like, this will turn out fine. This will turn out great.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a hard conversation, and
It is.
a lot of people are just going off their emotions and like instantly like firing keyboard warriors. Like, I don't like this. So
Yeah, like
You're
I
stupid.
get it. I don't like it either. Like
Yeah.
emotionally,
way
I
it
don't
is.
like it either. If there was a way that every dog could be saved and everyone could be safe in the process, obviously. But that's
Yeah.
just not the reality that we live in. Like, we can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so someone has to make the hard choices. And if you don't want to be the one to make the hard choice, that's fine. That's your own prerogative. But some of us are going to have to do it. And we're going to have to make choices on which dog we think is okay to stay alive and which dogs are not, unfortunately. And if you don't want to shoulder that burden, other people are going to have to do it. And then you can keep your judgments to yourself about the decisions that they make. Because if you're not going to make it yourself, someone has to at that point.
yes. And if you're willing to punt a child into space,
Yeah.
good luck in jail, because
Yeah,
like,
like
That's
that
got
is
me,
crazy.
that had me
Like
cracking
assault?
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is wild. Absolutely wild.
yes.
Like, I don't know. Like, seeing those comment sections was like so much bigger than like, oh, they just disagree with me. It's like, these people walk among us.
Yeah.
And
Like,
it's
they
not
are out
like,
there.
It's not serving the way that they thought. Like, you're not offending us. Like, you're
No.
talking about our appearance is not personally offending to me. Like, I know that you're just a dumb idiot.
Yeah. Like,
honestly.
I don't, if I was concerned what people thought about my hair, I wouldn't have this haircut. So like, whatever. But I'm just more troubled by like the
It is
overall
troubling.
consensus
And
of
it's
like
sad.
that is controversial. Me saying a human safety should matter more than a dog, and that being controversial is really upsetting. It's sad.
Yeah.
It is
Like
sad.
it's really sad. But anywho, that was our
'em
conversation
coming.
today. Yeah, I mean,
You're,
like
you're
I said,
free to do it.
we don't close our comment section.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
just
It's there.
fire them off.
Yeah.
If you're feeling feisty, go for it. I don't think there were any. I think they uploaded that as a YouTube short, and there was only positive comments
Yeah.
on the YouTube short.
It does different on different platforms, and that's the thing about like short content, like
Yeah.
that it can be so misinterpreted because people don't have the attention span to like be like, what is the meaning of this?
And,
Let me
like-
look at their page and see what else they do.
But what's crazy is that like there are some clips that we post where it is like, okay, without the extending context, I can see how you could misinterpret that. This one, there's no way
Yeah.
because all of the context is like in the clip.
Yep.
So unless you just didn't listen to it or comprehend it, and that means you're dumb, which is concerning. But then if you did listen to it and comprehend it and you still disagreed with me, that's alarming.
yes.
It's a little unsettling.
Yeah.
But anyways, thanks for joining us today, guys.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts?
No, stay safe out there.
Thanks for
Yeah.
defending me in the comments.
Steve and Mikey. Also,
Bridget's
Catch me
always
outside.
there for me. Always there for me. Cool.
Yeah. All right.
We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
bye.
See ya.
Bye.